This is Eagle Owl, and today we'll be talking about the training camp of day 5. And yes, it got a little ugly today with the injuries, but let's get straight into it.
Standard is a standard. I said that, goals may change, aesthetic of things may change, but standards don't.
All right, so as Jalen Hurts say, the standard is the standard, man. Yes, the standard is the standard, and the goal is the goal. Go get that ring, keep doing what you got to do. But now let's just get straight into the training camp notes. And the first one is interesting because when I first seen it, I'm like, what's going on with N'Kobe Dean? So, first team, it was Kristen Ellis and Nicholas Murrow starting today on the 11 on 11s. I'm like, I've been hearing Dean haven't been standing out, but to put him on the bench, that made sense. But I'm hearing he had a long talk with the training doctors, and he wasn't with the first team, wasn't with the second team. I know he ain't dropped all the way down to the third team. So he had his helmet off, looked like he ain't practiced for the day. Could have been precautionary, but when I seen this, my heart was pounding, man. Pounding. All right, so Cam Jurgens continued to start with the first team. Pretty much it's his to lose. If Cam Jurgens start messing up, he's going to lose the position. But so far, he's been looking good. So shout out to Cam Jurgens. All right, for the first time, all camp, Sidney Brown is with the first team safety. You know who he's playing beside? Reed Blankenship, who been there consistently. So they've been rotating that next guy out and seeing who can fit. So Sidney Brown is moving up and up and up.
Hell yeah.
Great to hear. Great to hear. Jeff Stoutland was ecstatic with Kenneth Gainwell, what he could do between the tackles. I would say this. DeAndre Swift is our best receiver running back, but I think our best running back getting between the tackles is Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell was that even last year. Kenneth Gainwell know how to get between the tackles. So I think Elliot Short Parts put out there that is DeAndre Swift by far as the RB1 because he could contribute to the passing game, but running the ball between the tackles, I think it's Kenneth Gainwell for sure. All right, Hurts delivered a pass over the middle to Tyree Jackson, who made a catch in traffic. Good to hear Tyree Jackson is doing good in camp. But again, my question with Tyree Jackson is, can you stay healthy to play through the season? And when you in the games, can you show up and show out? That's my only question with him. Hurts hit DeAndre Swift on the wheel route after going through his progression. So that means Hurts is reading the field very well. And he went to DeAndre Swift, his last option. Hit him in stride on the sideline. So That's good for Ashley Hurts because that means Hurts is going through his reads. Remember, it was a time where they say he was a one read quarterback. All that talk went out the window. All right, DeAndre Swift ran untouched up the middle for 20 yards for a touchdown. Huge hole created by Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata. Come on, that's Landon Dickerson and Jordan Mailata. That's what they do. It said in the drills where the second team defense went up against the first team offense. Kelee Ringo had a really good day. He almost picked off Hurts, who's been flawless during camp, breaking up passes to Devontae Smith. So again, shout out to Kelee Ringo. Right, let's go over these notes right here. Let's start with Nolan Smith. Nolan Smith had multiple snaps as an off the ball linebacker. This get interesting because as we know, the linebackers really haven't been standing out, including Nakobe Dean. So Nolan Smith, off the ball linebacker. I know I took some heat when I said it the first time. Like, why not just have him off the ball a couple times? We got enough defensive edges. If he can really play ball off the ball, why not? Why not? Josh Jobe subbed up for James Bradbury. This one had me when he was in the medical tent. But I heard James Bradbury went back out there, but it had me for a second. I'm like, man, no Nakobe Dean, James Bradbury, all I hope for during training camp, injury free. That's all you could give me, injury free, and I'm happy about that. But it seemed like the injuries are minor to Nakobe Dean and James Bradbury, so that's good to hear. But Josh Jobe, yeah, Josh Jobe, I forgot to talk about him. Looking good. Patrick Johnson, who's been having a sneaky good camp, looking very, very, very good. So shout out to Patrick Johnson. Keep doing you. It said Jalen Carter had a very violent bull rush against Brent Toth, and Brent Toth was holding on for dear life. I mean, come on, it's Jalen Carter versus Brent Toth. That's what you're supposed to do. And I think that's all the notes that I had. What Milton Williams went off on the one-on-one drills. They expect for him to pop. This is okay. I'm missing notes. Second and third team. Marcus Mariota had his pass knocked down at the goal line by Josh Sweat. Right, so that's the second and third team. And yeah, that's it. That's where you see my Instagram. All right. So camp was very interesting today. For sure. My thoughts on it is that I believe Nolan Smith should be moved to a off the ball linebacker. I know a lot of people really don't want to hear that, but I think that's the fit for him. And that's the need of the team. I'm going to get more into depth into that tomorrow, actually. I'm going to talk about that more tomorrow. DeAndre Swift and Kenneth Gainwell continue to impress. I'm not too mad at that. I think it depends on what the team philosophy is. Do they want a running back that could just hit between the tackles, which DeAndre Swift and Kenneth Gainwell can do? So Kenneth Gainwell got him with that, getting between the tackles, and Swift got him with the route running. But who do the team want out there? I think it depends on the circumstances. I think it's going to be games where it's going to be Kenneth Gainwell starting. It's going to be games where DeAndre Swift starting. And it was interesting today too. I didn't mention this in the notes, is that they had Penny, Scott, and Gainwell as the kick returners today. That's interesting, I would say, because that means that you can possibly keep all the running backs, that they probably going to be doing different things. Now, that do shorten Britton Covey's window if that happens, but maybe there is. Maybe I am wrong. Maybe we keep all running backs. Maybe. But that linebacker position worries me a lot. That safety position starting to worry me a lot. But it's good to hear Sidney Brown is doing his justice, doing his job. Again, Sidney Brown is a dog. He's a dog. I mentioned that before he was an Eagle. I'm like, yo, the Eagles got a chance to get Sidney Brown, go do it. Yeah, and people started to sell me on Branch a little bit more because how good he is in coverage. But I said Sidney Brown's the best overall safety coming out this draft. So Sidney Brown again, keep doing you, keep doing you, and keep doing you. And for the people that like the training camp stats, I do have Jalen Hurts training camp stats. Let's see. Here we go. The stats. So Jalen Hurts, day 5, 8 of 12, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. His accuracy once again was very good today. Fit a few passes into very tight windows over the field to Dallas Goedert. Started practice 6 of 6, including a nice throw to Devontae Smith. Said last part of practice wasn't as good. Finished 2 of 6. Had a pass that was almost picked off by Kelee Ringo, who had a really, really good practice today and who actually stayed after practice was over to get a few reps in. Made a great jump on the ball. So was it a bad pass by Jalen Hurts or was it a great jump on the ball? Again, this rookie's starting to step up. I'm happy the beat writers are starting to mention them a little bit more. Because remember, I went on an epic rant about that. But that's all I got today. Camp notes, what's been going on. But what do you think and how do you feel, man, about the injuries? Almost got me, but we good to go. But this is Eagle Al. I'm up.